Today on Let's Design the Galactic Line, we're going to talk about UI. If you're here for the spaceships, you can skip this one. If you have any interest in modding the game, or creating your own spaceship HUDs, or creating your own Unity game with a very complicated UI and you can't figure out how to do it, I'm going to show you how I do it. I think this is a great approach. It's been very robust so far. I've had no problems with it at all. And if you wanted to know more about this, you should ask me. Maybe I'll do a series of videos if there are enough people who are interested. But this is a very simple way to approach things as long as your head is in the right spot. The problem is getting your head in the right spot, because this is kind of a set of weird concepts, at least for some people. First, core principle. Your data and your display are completely separated. 100%. Second core principle. Use Unity events for everything. That's it. So, what does that mean? Well, here we go. These are missions. If I hit play, you can see that these 3 missions show up here on the GUI. Now, these missions aren't on the GUI. This mission isn't actually on a GUI. It's a null point in space. These aren't those missions. These are just display classes for those missions. Display objects. You can see that here. Mission GUI. There's the mission. So they reference to each other. Why would you want that? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One is I can create 100 different variants on how to display missions. I can have like a version that displays like a one-line summary so that you can see what's going on. I have a version that expands out to show you exactly how long it would take you to do this mission and that sort of stuff. I can do all of that without having any extra code in the mission itself. The other reason is I can create multiple versions, multiple displays of the same mission. So here, repair reactor, tweak engines, repair reactor, tweak engines. I got 2 displays for the same mission, and they do different things when I click on them. That's really powerful. So, how much code did this take? Not much. Almost none. The real thing I needed to do was to make it so that the objects, the data objects, had a path to visuals. So the first thing I did is I created these missions, and then I just manually stuck the mission object, but here it is, the mission entry prefab. This is it. Here's the mission GUI. What I did is I just initially went, bang, there's our mission GUI. Give it a width so that I can see it, and give it a height so that we can see it there. And then I'll just manually assign it a mission there, and I hit play. There it is. I just did it manually at first, and then I was like, okay, well, now I've got N missions. I've got 400 missions. I've got 12 missions. I've got 3 missions. So how do I do that? Well, I did the same thing. Here's the mission set. So I'll delete this. Notice that it's got a Unity event attached to it. So I got the mission set. All the mission set does is when it wakes up, it says, what missions have I got? I'll look inside me for some missions. Notice that it also has a Unity event. So over here in the mission exchange, I created this available missions and this current missions. The available missions points over here towards that mission set, and the current missions points over here to this mission set. One is on the ship, and one is in the place that you're currently floating around in. So I manually set those up. I manually dropped the current missions. I manually dropped that one mission pack in. The available missions, I manually dropped that other mission pack in. And it's the same idea. It wakes up and it tries to display its data class. And later on, if I tell it to change classes, or change targets rather, it will just try and display the new target. It's very, very straightforward stuff. This is often made more complex than it needs to be by coders that want to have custom classes for everything. You don't need custom classes. All you need is Unity events. Oh, this also has a Unity event. So everything except for the mission itself has a Unity event. So what's up with that? Well, these are all ways of marking the object dirty. Now, there are different things that can make an object dirty. For a mission pack, it's when a new mission is added or removed. You mark it dirty, and then you call this onChanged Unity event. Anything that's paying attention will automatically pick up on the fact that the missions have changed and they need to change themselves. So that's what's happening here. The mission pack UI is signing up for the onChanged event for the mission pack. It's invisible because of a display bug in Unity. I can't do anything about that. But this and this have both signed up for that mission event, this object here in the mission pack. This event gets called whenever a mission is added or removed, and therefore these all know, no matter how many there are, they all know that the mission has changed, that the number of missions has changed, and they need to redisplay. So I've marked it dirty. All I've done is there's a data class, I mark it dirty when it gets dirty, and then the display object is watching. The display object says, oh my gosh, it was marked dirty. It just listens for the event, and when the event comes in, it redisplays. Very, very straightforward. But these objects also have, these display objects also have events attached to them. Once again, they look empty because of a bug in Unity's display code, but these are not empty. These are set up to do whatever I need them to do. In code, I've set these up to simply call their header, this mission pack GUI. So the mission pack GUI that creates the mission GUIs listens for when those mission GUIs get dirty. That is, someone clicks on them. Someone has altered a GUI object. Fine, anyone who's listening gets notified. And that's done here in code. It's pretty straightforward. Mission pack GUI, here it is, set up. For each of the missions in our mission pack, create a mission GUI prefab, put it in the right spot, tell it what mission it is, and then listen to it. That's it. Now, I could do that manually. With the manual one I created earlier, I could have set it up to do anything I wanted. But I do it automatically here, and what it does is it just pipes up to this event right here. This event has something in it. Oh my gosh, didn't I say there was a Unity display bug? Yep. I set this up in scene view. Now here's the big secret. Your Unity events don't have to be automatic. In fact, you can mix and match automatic and manual Unity event targeting. So I set those buttons up so they would automatically call my, my available missions creates 3 buttons, and they all automatically call available missions whenever they get dirty. And then available mission says, holy crap, I got dirty. Here is the thing that made me dirty. I don't have anything that listens for that yet, not automatically, but I do have something that listens for it manually. And I created it right here in scene view. It just tells the other mission object, or the other mission pack GUI, to take whatever was called. So, and then this goes the other direction. So that's all that happens. I manually set it up so they would transfer back and forth. And because I didn't set that up here, that doesn't transfer back and forth. It does whatever else I want it to do. So I skipped a lot of code. I don't have to have code that understands what the current mission panel is and what the available mission panel is, and listens for events back and forth. And no. Just use Unity events and scene view. Very, very straightforward. And the best part is this saves and loads. You can stick it as a prefab. I could stick this whole thing as a prefab and it would keep working forever. All I have to do is tell it what the current missions are and tell it what the available missions are. And once it has those 2 mission packs in mind, it'll run great. I don't have to have complex code to make them vary back and forth because that's already set up here in scene view. Unity handles that lifting for me. Because referencing is always one of the most difficult things to figure out how to do. And you can just do it in scene view. Super easy. So there is my take. Separate your data from your display and use Unity events for everything. Now, one of the things you may have noticed is that these are not blank Unity events. These actually pass a mission. Well, this is the secret code you need for that. Basically, you can't declare these kinds of complicated Unity events in line due to a bug in the inspector. But you can do it like this. They'll show up just fine. And then once they show up just fine, you can modify them in code, or you can modify them in scene view, or both. This is super powerful once you wrap your head around how it works. You can create very, very dense, complicated UIs without very much actual code behind them, because 90% of the heavy lifting is done by just referencing other objects and calling a simple function. I can go into great detail about this, but I think that this is more than enough for starters. I just wanted to say that the UIs that the spaceships use are the same. All they do is listen for a spaceship object that gets marked dirty, like an engine or a reactor. And when it gets marked dirty, they update. just event-driven. Similarly, if you want to go the other way, you could put things on the UI that when you click on them, they will automatically change something down in the ship. And I don't have to write manual code for you to do that. I don't have to be like, okay, you need to be able to set this up this way or this way. No, you just drag and drop in scene view, and it works great. Saves as a prefab. Once it's saved as a prefab, you can export it, and then you can import it into anyone else's game. Create whatever ships you want, whatever HUDs you want. Just works. No code.